What's up, everybody? Season 2 drop day is here. Happy Valentine's Day to those celebrating. I haven't read these patch notes yet, so this is my first reaction, but here's the Season 2 Warzone patch notes. We know the roadmap. We've seen the trailer. Introduction. Call of Duty Warzone Season 2 lands with new content and quality of life improvements across the board. Prepare for some heavy weaponry in the following. New gameplay features. We went over that in the Season 2 teaser, as well as the new vehicle, the new locations, the new modes. And we went over some of the quality of life updates in another video. I'll have the Season 2 videos linked down below. Then they talk about the Battle Pass. It's the usual Battle Pass stuff. You can check that out for yourself in-game. Search and deploy. The source of Nebula 5 production has been identified. Operators may infiltrate at their own risk. This event is split into several phases that will roll out over the coming weeks. With launch, players can expect to see the new Caldera Clash limited time mode, explore POIs, including the chemical factory and various underground weapon research labs. Enemy AI threats defending the new POIs, so that armored truck and then soldiers at the new POIs. New gameplay events including the portable decontamination station and Nebula 5 rounds, and much more to come. Modes, Clash, we already know how Clash goes. I don't think it's any different than in Verdansk. Rebirth Iron Trials. The fan favorite mode Iron Trials makes a glorious return, this time to Rebirth Island. At its core, Rebirth Iron Trials is a battle royale game mode. The last team standing wins. The circle collapse shrinks the playable area to promote engagements, and those who die early in the game have a chance to respawn if they win a duel in the Rebirth Island Gulag. However, Iron Trials brings numerous fundamental changes to the traditional Battle Royale formula. All of them are meant to give players the chance to prove themselves as truly elite operators, which we will detail in future notes closer to the mode going live on March 3rd. In the meantime, here's a sneak peek at the calling card reward. Caldera Resurgence, Battle Royale adjustments. We are stripping Battle Royale down and moving back to the basics for Season 2. We want Battle Royale and Vanguard Royale to each have their own distinct identities. To achieve this, we are focusing in on what makes these rule sets unique. The tools we provide our players, the pacing, the objectives, etc. Here's an overview of the changes players can expect to see. Public events. The public events that will be in rotation are Supply Choppers, Fire Sale, Jailbreak. No public events will be active during the infill sequence. So back to the normal old school ones, not like Resurgence or anything, that I'm sure will stay in Vanguard Royale. Contracts. The contracts that will be in rotation during matches are Recon, Bounty, Most Wanted, Scavenger, and Supply Run. So back to what they used to be. I hate that they're getting rid of Big Game Bounty, apparently. Loot. Economy Rebalance. Ground Weapons Update. Vanguard Royale. We've been really happy with the response and feedback to Vanguard Royale, with a lot of the sentiment emphasizing how the mode feels fresh and different from the core Battle Royale experience. With that said, we want to go all in on these differentiators and spread the two modes out to offer more variety in how players choose to experience Warzone. Loadout drops. Expedited. The first loadout drop event from the start of the second circle to when the first circle begins to close in Vanguard Royale only. So now in Vanguard Royale, where you can't buy your loadout right away, the loadout's going to drop sooner than the beginning of second circle. No stun grenades in loadouts. No thermites allowed in loadouts, which I never understood why they restricted thermites because they're in Vanguard's multiplayer. Public events. The duration of Fire Sale has been reduced. In rotation Fire Sale, Jailbreak, Resurgence, Restock, Cash drops, and Heavy Weapon drops. Loot. Dead Silence removed from Ground Loot. I wish they would do that in Battle Royale. Stun Grenades removed from Ground Loot. Wish they would do that in Battle Royale. Thermites added to Ground Loot. UAVs added to Ground Loot. I thought it was already in Ground Loot. Economy rebalance, Ground Weapons rebalance. UAV changes. UAVs removed from the buy stations. UAVs are available as contract rewards. I don't think Vanguard Royale players are going to like that change. It'll push people into Battle Royale, despite missing some things like big game bounties. Map. Chemical Factory. This newly named Chemical Factory has similar layout location it replaced. I'm going to go ahead and leave the map changes to my other video that I made about the Season 2 roadmap. I'll have that link down below. General. Before we dive into specific gameplay additions and changes, we want to outline some changes that apply across the entire game. An increase has been applied to weapon XP earn rates. That's very good for people who don't own Vanguard and need to level up Vanguard weapons. Vanguard weapons can be saved as custom mod and loadout. Finally, even though I'm sure there'll be a bug with it. The 5 default loadouts have been updated. The amount of cash players gather through loot has decreased overall. Gameplay, new features, with the redeploy balloon that we know about, the NPC defense threats, which we've touched on, portable decontamination station, Nebula 5 rounds. This has all been touched on in my Season 2 roadmap video. Armored convoys, Nebula 5 bombs. New vehicle, bomber planes, touched on that as well. General weapons that spawn across Caldera have been adjusted for the following: ground loot, supply box loot, contract rewards. So similar to every new season change. Dead Silence is now classified as legendary orange loot. It was already still too populous with purple. Hopefully that changes with orange, but hopefully they just end up getting rid of it. Update to several modes, Battle Royale, Vanguard Royale, Plunder, Vanguard Plunder, that rebalances the amount of ground loot and caches that spawn, as well as decreasing the size of plunder cache piles across these modes. The final circle in Battle Royale mode is now much likely to end on Caldera's peak. Thank God, because it's so hard if somebody already has that high ground to rotate in and have a chance at winning. Gameplay adjustments, aim assist. While stunned on controller, aim assist will now scale appropriately and will not cause unintended increase of aim assist strength. Thank God. I am a controller player. I am all for aim assist, except for when you're stunned. You should have no aim assist when you're stunned. Armor plating. Armor plates will now prioritize refilling one full plate of armor before filling partially damaged plates. That's great. That was touched on in that creator call, which I'll also link that video as well. Ascenders. Players can now exit an ascender with the jump button. Thank God, because I've tried it before and I would die because I'd panic hit the jump button instead of the ascend button. Add a prompt to exit an ascender while ascending. That's also good. Gas mask will no longer be auto-equipped when aiming down sights. While the gas mask still depletes in ADS, the animation will no longer interrupt and will wait for the player to go back to hip firing before equipping. Players will take damage as normal while they are ADS without their gas mask equipped. Wait, players will take damage as normal while they are in ADS without their gas mask equipped. So, see, I don't like this change. If I'm picking this up right, I can't tell what they're wording. Gas mask will no longer be auto-equipped when aiming down sights. So you're not putting on your gas mask when you're ADS, which is fine, but I don't think that's the change everybody wanted. It's still a better change than what it was, but I don't think that's what the change wanted. Whilst the gas mask still depletes in ADS, the animation will no longer interrupt. See, and that's why it's confusing. We'll have to see in-game. Gasoline canister will no longer detonate when hit by a stun grenade, thank God. Can be thrown through glass windows. Yeah, that was dumb when it bounced off glass windows. Players are less likely to accidentally pick them up. We'll see, because you can't even... Auto mantle's still broken. Kill damage zone is reduced with the addition of fall-off damage. Gulag. Footsteps of spectators are less audible. Just get rid of them. They don't need to be less audible. Just get rid of them. Further improvements will be made here into the season. Mantling and traversal. Increase mantle height for improved vertical navigation and traversal. Various map improvements to aid traversal and player leading. Various improvements to visuals and texture streaming while traversing on consoles. Parachutes are now the same speed going forwards as it is going sideways. Man, I hope that means they increase the speed forward I don't know. I hope that the sideways glide wasn't what was nerfed. That's kind of confusing. Can now be pulled at a lower vertical height. Can now be pulled sooner after exiting the infill plane. So be ready for more people to be ready to shoot you out of the sky like right away. Can now be cut closer to the ground. Thank God. It should be able to be cut at any height and pulled pretty much at any height. Vehicle adjustments. General. Reduce or in some instances remove collisions on various world assets to improve ground vehicle traversal. Fighter plane. Health has been slightly reduced. Weapon damage has been reduced. Fighter planes are no longer able to auto-target skydiving players. Collision has been adjusted to alleviate instant death in some circumstances. Anti-aircraft gun. Flak damage range increased. All heat is cleared once the overheat is cooled down. Heat dissipation rate has been increased. Squad transport. Improved handling speed and off-road performance. Utility truck. Improved speed, handling, and able to climb steeper inclines. Yeah, the Vanguard ground vehicles were just awful. UI and UX update to the play tab have been made possible for the Rebirth Resurgence game mode to now use the squad size drop down box for improved convenience. The prompt for dropping a single armor plate now says drop single instead of drop stack. The pause screen now displays any running events. This can be clicked through to display a summary of the event. The moving tram in capital is now shown on the TAC map for situational awareness. Good. I never got run over by it, but I've seen people get run over by it. Show controls and fading behavior has now been added to the HUD on all Warzone vehicles. You can disable this option in the menu. This new option is located interface HUD, always show vehicle controls. Added pitch up and pitch down keybinds for the airplane. These new keybinds are located in keyboard and mouse, kill streaks, vehicles, airplane keybinds. In-match splash screens messages have been disabled for spectators. Bug fixes, more collision issues, issues related to console texture streaming, issues causing crashes across platforms. Issue causing voice chat connectivity. That was a big one for my squad. Fix an issue causing corrupted graphics across platforms. An issue causing some operator skins to appear invisible and distant. That's huge. Fix a timing issue where swapping between guns while looting a gun would replace the wrong gun in the player inventory. Thank God, because I know we've all done that where we accidentally dropped the wrong gun. Fix an issue that sometimes would prevent the loadout drop event from occurring during the 6th circle of Battle Royale. Note the second loadout drop event has now been moved into 5th circle. That's big. Back to where it was in Verdansk. It was such a shame they moved it to 6 because by 6 it's almost useless. Fix an issue causing the HUD to show a player return from the gulag with fists when they actually had a weapon. Fix an issue that allowed players to return to the gulag with the full loadout. Fix an issue preventing the assault rifle Charlie, I don't remember, rapid barrel from properly adjusting recoil behavior. Fix an issue preventing the Sten from exhibiting its intended recoil behavior. Fix an issue preventing the light machine gun Charlie from exhibiting its intended recoil behavior. Fix an issue preventing the DP-27 from exhibiting its intended recoil. Fix an issue preventing the well guns GW02 and GW03 iron sights from appearing in the gunsmith. Fix an issue preventing sawtooth camos from appearing in gunsmith. Fix an issue with the RAT's 45 ACP 12-round mags where it's not properly calculating changes to damage. Fix an issue with the RAT's 7.62 Granco 14-round mags where it was not properly calculating changes to damage. Fix an issue where Assault Rifle Charlie Cooper 21-inch scythe barrel was incorrectly increasing damage to the head and decreasing damage to the body. Fix an issue that corrects the orientation of the combat shield when it spawns out of a loot chest, so it being sunk into the ground. Fix an issue causing weapon loot cards to display an incorrect number of attachments to some Vanguard weapons. Fix an issue where it would show social contacts playing in the wrong title. Fix an issue where invert mouse look for keyboard and mouse on console did not work. Fix an issue where dynamic resolution frame rate target was not displaying the appropriate value. And fix an issue resulting in some players experiencing on keyboard and mouse after making a purchase at the buy station. Known issues. For a list of known Warzone issues, check out the Trello board. New weapons, new assault rifle, new LMG, and then there's unlock challenges for the weapons if you didn't unlock them in the Battle Pass last season. Weapon adjustments. This is the big one we were looking for. A tip for parsing following changes. An attribute can increase and be detrimental or decrease and be beneficial. While considering the below changes, it is recommended to focus on down from or up from language. Down from will always indicate a negative effect, while up from will always be positive. All Vanguard weapons have had their ballistics behavior adjusted to more closely match Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War weapons. Assault Rifle Alpha Vanguard, so that is, I know that's the STG. ADS speed decreased. C58 recoil deviation increased and recoil magnitude increased. I mean, that gun didn't have no recoil, but like I have a .6 teammate that thinks that gun's easy to control. So that's probably a good thing. The Volk's ADS speed decreased. It's still not a very good gun. Handgun Clouser bullet velocity increased to 390 up from 353. Machine pistol mid damage increased to 16 up from 15. Top break bullet velocity increased, max damage range increased, mid damage increased, and min damage increased. So snake shots could be kind of broken. We'll have to see. Light machine gun, DP-27, lower torso multiplier decreased. No one's using that anyways. Light machine gun Charlie, which is the Bren, left upper arm multiplier decreased. Left torso lower torso or stomach multiplier decrease, and right upper arm multiplier decrease. Gun's still gonna be good. They didn't touch chest, neck, or head, or lower or upper or lower legs or lower arms. So it's still pretty much gonna be the same gun. Marksman rifle M1 Garand recoil behavior adjusted. So if they made it easier to shoot, it could kind of be the return of the DMR. Sniper 3-line rifle ADS speed increased, ADS move speed increased. Gun bob decreased, movement speed increased, and neck damage multiplier increased. So they made the 3-line rifle better with just slightly slower ADS. Garanko anti-tank rifle ADS speed increased to .66, up from .7. The thing still just feels like it shoots marshmallows. Car 98 ADS speed decreased to .455, down from .29. So that kind of makes it just useless. People already don't really use the Vanguard snipers outside of Vanguard Royale, so I just think that those are bad changes. There are two parts which comprises the stats of the Car 98 Vanguard, the weapon and the base optic. In the case of the Car 98, much of its ADS stat speeds were coming from its optics. We have decided to take the ADS speed and spread it out more evenly amongst its attachments. The end result is a more consistent range of ADS speeds that will not vary as wildly depending on the optic alone. When increasing the changes made to optics and other attachments, this results in a net increase to the Car's 98 ADS speeds. See the optics section for additional details. So maybe I'm wrong. Let's wait till we get down below. And the Type 99 Sniper ADS speed increased, and gun bob decreased. Submachine gun Charlie, which is the MP40, maximum damage range decreased, and mid damage range decreased. People, I noticed less and less were using it more in favor of the well gun or other games SMGs like the OTS. I still saw a lot, so I don't know if that's as big of a deal, but that is an MP40 nerf we were kind of looking for. Type 100 gun kick adjusted. Well gun maximum damage range decreased to 525, down from 581. Mid damage range decreased to 734, down from 778. This thing's still going to be a laser. It's still going to be a really good gun. Because up close, where it really matters, it's still going to be an absolute beam. Attachments. Cleared up pro, con, and stat bar inconsistencies for most Vanguard attachments. Incendiary. Base burn damage decreased to 6, down from 9. Thank God. No longer decreases damage range by 5%. I don't like that. Now decreases damage range by 10%, or damage by 10%. 3% for sniper rifles. Trading damage now for damage later will have many players still equipped with incendiary wondering why they lost an even or slightly advantaged gunfight. For now, incendiary will provide a niche use on specific weapons where shots are intermittently hit or fire is unreturned. Players with above average aim will want to find a new type of ammunition to lock and load. So the actual bullet itself now does 10% less damage, and it increases and it doesn't decrease damage anymore, but you do 10% less damage, and the tick damage is 33% lower. I never used them. I think people will still use them because of Combat Scout, and it prevents you from plating, so I still think there's advantages to incendiary. Lengthen. Bullet and velocity increased by 10%, down from 30%. So that's huge for your Vanguard ARs, LMGs, sniper rifles, your long-range options. The lengthened really increased the bullet velocity, but I just think this is going to push these guns farther out of the meta. As a result of lengthened's monopoly over bullet velocity and Vanguard attachments, build diversity and weapon viability has taken a hit. By shifting this bullet velocity into a wider variety of attachments, we are aiming to provide more viable builds and meaningful choice within this category. Lengthen aside, we have further changes coming to increase diversity in the ammunition category. These changes will ensure the category fulfills more of a playstyle supplemental role for builds rather than a necessary enabler. As a whole, Vanguard weapons have been lacking in bullet velocity when compared to the competition. We felt it was necessary to provide more bullet velocity to Vanguard weapons so they could compete more consistently in long-range engagements. To remedy this, we have added bullet velocity to most Vanguard barrels. So barrels now. 3-line sniper rifle, the 270mm ADS speed increased by 7%, up from 5. Bullet velocity decreased by 10%. Didn't they just say they were adding bullet velocity? Up from 20%. Okay. 500mm MN custom. I'm not going to really spend time going over all the barrels for guns people aren't using, but the 3-line rifle had a bunch of barrel changes. I'll leave this link down below like usual if you want to check it out yourself. AS44, the 615mm barrel, ADS move speed decreased, ADS speed decreased, now decreases hipfire accuracy, now decreases movement speed, now decreases bullet velocity. I think that was the hipfire barrel people were using, so now that hipfire build's gone. The ZAC 650 precision now decreases ADS speed by 6%, now increases bullet velocity by 30%. It's still going to have a ton of recoil. It's still not going to be a very usable gun. Maybe as a sniper support. Assault rifle Alpha, the Krausnik 620mm barrel. God, what is Alpha? Oh yeah, Alpha's the STG. Initial recoil control increased by 40%, down from 80%. Increased bullet velocity by 30%, now decreases ADS speed by 6%. And the VDD 67mm 05B barrel ADS movement speed decreased by 2%, up from 6.5%. Now decreases ADS speed by 12%, now decreases movement speed by 2%, now increases bullet velocity by 40%. Assault rifle Bravo, I can't remember these assault rifles off the top of my head. Now decreases ADS speed by 6%, now increases bullet velocity by 30%. Emerdo 180mm 02IB muzzle velocity decreased by 8%, up from 10%. Assault rifle Charlie, CGC 27-inch 2B ADS movement speed decreased by 2%. I believe that's the bar. I'm going to cut this here and come back and look these up really quick. Okay, I have them up on my other monitor now. And so, yeah, Alpha is the STG. Charlie is the BAR. So, on the BAR, the CGC 27-inch 2B barrel ADS movement speed is decreased. Bullet velocity by 40%. That's important. But unless you increase damage on that gun or fire rate, it's just not going to matter. CGC 30-inch. Increases bullet velocity by 45%. So your shots are easier to hit, but you shoot like one shot a second. 21-inch scythe now decreases ADS speed, increases bullet velocity by 30%. They increase damage. They don't increase fire rate. Unless you do that on the BAR, it's useless. Assault rifle Hotel, which is the automaton Emperor 620mm, now decreases ADS speed by 6%, increases bullet velocity by 30%. Cooper Carbine, Gracie Rapid, horizontal recoil control decreased by 40%, down from 30%. Vertical recoil control decreased by 11%, down 5.9%. The Ragdoll barrel bullet velocity increased by 30%, down from 40%, so they nerfed that. Now decreases ADS speed by 10%, now decreases movement speed by 1.3%. 22-inch custom Cooper custom barrel now decreases ADS movement speed and ADS speed and hipfire accuracy and movement speed, but it increases bullet velocity. DP27, the 604mm barrel damage range increased by 50%, so they nerfed it by 10%. Now decreases ADS speed, movement speed, and sprint to fire speed, but increases bullet velocity by 30%. The 680mm barrel for the DP27 now decreases ADS movement speed, ADS speed, hip fire accuracy, movement speed, but increases bullet velocity. Einhorn revolving shotgun, I'm going to skip that one because you shouldn't use a shotgun. G43, no one's using that. Gorenko, nobody uses that sniper. Car 98 Vanguard sniper, the 660mm barrel movement speed nerf. Movement speed now decreases ADS move speed, but increases bullet velocity by 50%. That's huge. People are still going to use lengthen, though. Ario 2K, which I believe is the preferred barrel, bullet velocity increased by 40% down by 30% down from 40%. So they actually nerfed the bullet velocity on that barrel. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Bren, which is still broken. The Oaken Shield barrel, sustained recoil decreased by 25%. No one's using that. What people care about is the 705mm Royale. ADS speed decreased by 12%. Now decreases ADS movement speed, hip fire accuracy, movement speed, and increases bullet velocity by 40%. So now it still has a really far drop off, and the bullet velocity is higher. Bren's still going to be meta. 775 Scepter, ADS movement speed decrease, movement speed decrease, and bullet velocity increased by 45%. M1 Garand, the 26-inch precision barrel, decreases ADS speed, increases bullet velocity, and recoil behavior adjusted. The Ironside barrel decreases movement speed, but they buff that. Movement speed decrease and bullet velocity up 50%. So that could see its way into like a DMR role. MG42, the 680mm barrel, decreases ADS speed, decreases ADS movement speed, decreases hip fire, decreases movement speed, but increases bullet velocity by 40%. And the 890 barrel, ADS speed decreased, horizontal recoil control increased bullet velocity by 40%, and vertical recoil control increased by 35% down from 40%, so they nerfed the recoil control on a gun with a lot of recoil. Owen gun, Hawkinson barrel now decreases ADS speed, now decreases ADS speed, but increases bullet velocity by 30%. The Owen gun's just becoming a better and better sniper sport. I still need to figure out a loadout for that. PPSH, the Zach 300mm barrel now decreases ADS speed by 6%, now increases bullet velocity by 10%. No one cares about the Rat. The Sten Hawkinson 348 barrel neck damage multiplier increased to 1, up from 0.95. Now increases bullet velocity by 30%. Maybe that makes the Sten more viable of a weapon. I know its movement speed is crazy. SA 65mm rapid horizontal recoil control decreased by 30%, up from 35%. Submachine gun Charlie, which is the MP40, like I thought. The 317 barrel now decreases ADS speed, decreases ADS movement speed, decreases hip fire accuracy, decreases movement speed, now increases bullet velocity by 20%. Not a huge movement speed nerf or ADS move speed nerf, and this will still be pretty much just as good as it was. SVT 40. The 800mm barrel increases bullet velocity by 50%, move speed by 3%, up from 8, ADS speed by 6%. I still want to try to make this like the new car. Zach 370mm precision, ADS speed decreased by 7%, up from 10%, now increases bullet velocity by 30%. Top break, the Wilkie W7 barrel increases bullet velocity by 6% and neck damage by 10%. I'm telling you, these are going to be finally come in as the new snake shots. Type 100, 374mm barrel ADS speed decreased by 16%, so they buffed that. Now increases bullet velocity by 30%. Vertical recoil control increased by 38%, down 40%. Not a huge nerf. And the Shirashi precision barrel neck damage multiplier increased. Now increases bullet velocity by 20%. Now decreases ADS speed by 6%. I think they are kind of making the SMGs a little more viable in battle royale modes. Shirashi 712mm sniper, ADS move speed decreased. No one's really using the Type 99. I'm going to go ahead and skip that as well. There's a lot of weapon patch notes still to go. Well gun, 120mm Gaiwin short, now decreases bullet velocity by 3.8%, decreases damage range by 6%, decreases vertical recoil control by 4%, fire rate increased by 9.3%, down from 12.5%. So they've completely nerfed that barrel. That's going to change some people's loadouts. The Shrouded barrel, ADS speed decreased by 6%, up from 7%. ADS speed decreased by 18%, up from 20%. Movement speed decreased by 3%, up from 6%. So they just rebalanced this barrel. The movement speed's a little bit slower, but it's actually a little bit quicker, and the ADS speed's a little bit quicker, and the bullet velocity is higher. So the Wellgun, if you used my recommended Wellgun loadout, unless they change the magazine on it when we get down lower, it's still going to be the same build. 3-line rifle, they decrease the bullet velocity by 10%, so they actually buff the 20-round mags on the 3-line rifle. Assault Rifle Alpha, which is the STG, the 7.62 rounds were nerfed with bullet velocity, and the vertical recoil control was nerfed as well. Cooper Carbine, 30 caliber, 30-round mags, movement speed was nerfed. 9mm, 60-round drums. The horizontal recoil control was slightly buffed, and the vertical recoil control was slightly nerfed. The DP-27, the 81-round pan, the ADS speed was buffed, and the movement speed was nerfed. The Einhorn Revolving, I'm skipping. M1 Garand, the recoil control was very slightly nerfed on the 21-round 6.5 ammo. The machine pistol, the Granko rounds, the recoil control was buffed, and the movement speed was nerfed. MG42, 13mm anti-material 125-round drum. Movement speed, ADS speed was nerfed. Movement speed was nerfed. 6.5 Secure 125-round drum. Vertical recoil control was nerfed. The Rat, I'm going to skip. The SVT-40, the 303 British 15-round mags. The recoil control was nerfed, and the movement speed was nerfed. The 6.5 Secure 20-round mags. The ADS speed was nerfed. The magazine capacity was buffed, and the movement speed was nerfed. The 7.62 54mm R15-round mag. The ADS speed was nerfed. The magazine capacity was buffed, and the 20-round mag, same thing. Submachine Gun Charlie, the MP40, the 7.62 rounds were nerfed with the fire rate and their recoil control. Type 130 caliber Russian short rounds, the movement speed was nerfed, and the ADS speed was also nerfed or buffed. The 8mm Kurz 40-round drum, movement speed was nerfed, sorry. Type 99, no one uses that, I'm going to skip. The Volkswagen, nobody uses, I'm going to skip, but it's just ADS speed. The Wellgun, the 7.62 horizontal vertical recoil control were nerfed, and the 9mm round movement speed was nerfed. People are still going to use the same Wellgun build. The Wellgun's pretty much just as good as it was. Muzzles, Mercury Silencer, the horizontal recoil control was buffed. It no longer increases vertical recoil control, so that was buffed, and it increases bullet velocity. So now the Mercury Silencer is a lot closer to the Monolithic, the Agency, and the GRU. The MX Silencer, ADS speed decreased by 5%, so that was nerfed. The horizontal recoil control increased by 3%, so that was nerfed. Now increases bullet velocity 10%, and vertical recoil control increased by 5%, up from 0%. I still think the Mercury Silencer is the way to go, but both of those now are closer to the suppressors for the other games. Top Break, don't care. Optics, Car 98, the medium telescopic sight, which nobody was really using. The ADS speed decreased, the aiming stability increased, and the gun bob decreased. And the Type 99 optic, the 7 times telescopic, ADS speed decreased by 7%, up from 10%. The following Vanguard optics have had adjustments to their appearance and or behavior. This potentially includes changes to ADS speed, ADS position, and magnification level. So all of them. The 2.5 I'm going to have to try out if they change the magnification level for sure. Rear grips, I think we are almost done here. It's a long patch note. Groove grip, no one's using. Polymer grip, sustained accuracy increased by 4%, down 5%, so they nerfed the polymer grip a little bit. On the Type 99, the fabric grip ADS speed increased by 4%, so that's a buff up from 3%, and the Volks fabric grip ADS speed was buffed. Stocks, 3-line rifle, the Empress Marksman got a movement speed nerf. MG42 VDD 64mm was nerfed with gun kick, ADS speed, horizontal recoil control, and vertical recoil control. The Owen gun Gaiwin H4 folding, ADS speed decreased, movement speed. So the ADS speed decreased was buffed, the movement speed decrease was buffed, and the sprint to fire speed decrease was buffed. Remove stock gun kick increased slightly. Type 99. Don't care. ADS speed increased by 5%, up from 4%, so that's a slight buff for the removed stock for the Type 99. Underbarrels, M1941 hand stop, horizontal recoil control decreased by 4%, down from 4.8%. Vertical recoil control decreased by 4%, down from 4.7%, so slight buff there. Assault Rifle Alpha, which is the STG, Carver foregrip vertical recoil control increased by 4.4%, down from 5%, so slight nerf. And the Type 99 Mark 6 skeletal ADS speed increased by 4%, up from 3%. So that is a slight buff. We know about the new operators and then just download sizes. As usual, I will have this link down below. So feel free to check all that out if you want to in more detail. But if you stuck through with this long patch note video, thank you so much for sticking through all of it. It's going to be pushing around 30 minutes, so it is a long one. As usual, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. I will be uploading more. I'm planning on, within the next 2 days, have videos on both the 2 new weapons in the Battle Pass, as well as maybe some other content coming related to some changes that come in Season 2. But keep your eye out for those. As usual, like I said, I'll have this link down below. I'll have my other videos leading into Season 2 linked down below, as well as my social media, so please feel free to check all those out. But thank you again for watching. I will see you on Caldera and Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.